So on this retreat we spent a few days really exercising on bodhicitta. We did Tonglen practice. We've also practiced rainbow body yoga, which is a crystallization of tantric practices, mostly practice of nadis and centers, but also deity practice is there. So it's kind of an collection or crystallization of both so-called Maha Yoga and Anu Yoga. Maha Yoga is deity practices, Anu Yoga is tantric practices of centers and channels. So in the case of Rainbow Body Yoga, there are both deities and channel practices. So Maha and Anu, and of course Ati Yoga. So we've exercised a lot of different things, tantric things, and of course, Ati Yoga is also tantric. And this is why we've been meditating together, you and me, the past couple of days. There is no Ati Yoga without transmission. If there is no transmission, then it's kind of like Zen, what Zen is. But in Tantra, transmission is always essential. Always the foundation. So whether I'm kind of thinking about emptiness again, emptiness of all phenomena. But in the basic state, in Ati Yoga, there is no awareness, and then things that arise in the mind that are separate from each other. So the basic knowing, and then objects, thoughts, emotions, subtle energies in the mind are not two separate things. So that's what you realize with as you advance in emptiness insight. When you get to one taste, smaller one taste, greater one taste, and then eventually to non-meditation, which is the same as Ati Yoga. It often sounds kind of the things what I just said, with several kind of, depends how you look at them, but with kind of several fancy or scary traditional terms. But really, the experience itself is, it's not fancy or scary. You could even say that it is not impressive. What is impressive in being awake? You're just awake. Just present without trying to be. Ultimately, it even doesn't matter whether our bodies or our minds have tensions or not. But it's of course useful and more healthy to have a relaxed body than body where you have subconscious tensions and tightness. But the same thing regarding the phenomena of the mind. That it doesn't matter whether there is no thoughts at all, or very little thoughts, or a lot of thoughts, a lot of mind activity. Again, this simply being awake, wide awake and sober, and the things of the mind, whether they are none or many, are the same. I think that in one of these days of this retreat, I said that Buddhas and Mahasiddhas don't have subconscious mind because they only have conscious mind. So they don't have some unstudied, they don't have any unstudied, uninvestigated baggage anymore. And that's, I think, why, when we practice Guru Yoga, and that's why it feels so different. It's like a breeze of fresh air, these blessings that come to us, this fresh, pure energy that comes to us, because it comes from somebody who doesn't have a subconscious mind. No hidden or blind patterns, no blind spots. And we can glimpse, we can briefly see and experience and recognize our own basic state that doesn't have those blind spots, doesn't have a subconscious mind. And it changes our lives, doesn't it? Changes our view, changes the way how we experience life, changes the way how we look at things and feel about things. And when we recognize ourselves as Buddhas, there is, there are partial recognitions and then complete recognitions. Partial means that there is a cessation, ceasing of the mind. Ceasing of the mind functions only partially. So for example, if we think of in terms of bhumis, you might have bhumis 1 through 5 cease for a moment. And it's a partial cessation because it doesn't cover everything from first to 10. If we have a complete cessation, then the whole mind collapses for a moment and ceases to be. No self-based habits in any shape or form during that cessation until it comes back. Kind of the whole self system is shut off, like turning a switch. Then it stays seized for anything from 1 second to days, and then it comes back. The switch goes on again. But during those cessations, we experience our basic nature that is full of light, pure light. That is the same as saying that we are full of blessings, that blessings radiate from us. This pure energy, without self-dirt in it, without me in it. So what I started to say 5 minutes ago was that about how off-putting and even scary and uninteresting all these technical things and terms can be, but the actual experience is the most normal, the most natural thing. It simply feels so good. Like instantly being transported into some Tahiti beach with a nice cold beverage, with the sun nicely warming up your body. And this Tahiti beach is available to us in our urban homes, in our urban, even cold environments. Or rainy environments. This Tahiti beach of the mind. We've also spent some time, I gave some pointers about joyfulness, the joyfulness of the Tahiti beach, and of course, groundedness of it. When you're enjoying that internal tropical beach, there's no way you are not grounded. So there you have the 3 basic characteristics again. Clarity, sobriety of mind. This is experienced as this clear presence, sober-minded presence. which bubbles subtle joy, has a sense of joyfulness, sense of enjoyment, as well as unshakable groundedness or bedrock peacefulness. This is the Tahiti beach of Buddha nature. And it's so simple. The experience of it is so simple. No weird words or terms in ancient languages, not needed. Not needed to learn about thick Vajrayana commentaries by whoever great gurus. The experience is everything. It removes our existential pain. It removes our dualistic ignorance. And by removing ignorance, we become existentially wise. This is what wisdom, prajna, means. That we know ourselves existentially. But we also become not only wise about existence, we become happy and joyful. The self-based mind, with its reactions and compulsive brooding, is complex. We all know this. If we have a quarrel or a fight with somebody, we brood on it for hours, days, months, even years. That's complex. That's conflicting and complex. But this basic mind, in its simplicity, makes us happy. Naturally happy, without any cause, without any reason, without any purpose. Anybody who grows in this recognition, or somebody who is firmly established in this recognition, it's impossible to scare such people. Or manipulate. Impossible to manipulate such people. That's why, pointing out the nature of mind, which is a technical term from Mahamudra, which is the same as direct introduction of Chokchen. That's why they call it the highest empowerment, because it empowers you, gives you true independence. True strength, true power. Stay with it, lie down.